Hi, welcome back. Thank you for taking the time to get some training for your new business. On this video, we'll be talking about where you can go to get your training that's absolutely free. We'll be talking about dating Tupperware parties and how to plan those parties for bigger success. So let's talk about your training. You will find on your website an icon that says iTup Training, New Consultants. And this is training designed just for you. Really basic steps from how to enter your first order up to dating parties and demonstrating. So you'll want to check that out. Of course, we also have sales meetings here in the Wichita area. We even have some outlying areas, and you can check with your director to see if we come close to you. But here in Wichita, we meet every Monday night, and those meetings are free and available for you to come and get extra training. And of course, you can always attend a Tupperware party with your director. That's some of the best training you can get, one-on-one, seeing her in action, in person. I'd like to start tonight by just talking to you about where to find your very first Tupperware parties, because that really is the meat and potatoes of this business. We sell Tupperware many different ways today. We have websites where you can have an online account. People can order from you online. It's a great system. We also have fundraisers that are available for you, a way to make money and also serve your community. But still, today, the best way to make money and your best profits to grow your business is with an in-home party. So where do we get those parties? And I want to talk to you about that. You might want to grab a piece of paper and a pencil, because we're going to use Frank to get our very first parties. Frank is a way to build a contact list, and we build contact lists in Tupperware all the time. And we start that list with Frank, and the F stands for friends. What I'd like you to do right now, just jot down the first 3 friends that come to your mind. And then we're going to go to R, which stands for relatives. And I'd like you to write down the first 3 relatives that come to your mind. And the A in Frank is for acquaintances. These are people that maybe you know from church, maybe you know from bowling, people that you just see every day or occasionally that might like to know you're in Tupperware. Write down 3 names, people that you are acquainted with. And then the N stands for neighbors. Write down the names of 3 neighbors. Even if you don't know them very well, this is going to be a great reason to go say hi. And then the K stands for kids. Your kids, friends, parents. You know you have a lot of those. So jot down 3 of your kids' parents' names. And when you take a look at this list, what I'd like you to do right now is to star 3 people. The top 3 people that if you needed anything, you would call. If you needed to borrow a cup of sugar or you needed a ride to the doctor, who would you call first? And those are the first 3 people I want you to call about your Tupperware business, because those are the people that will help you. And that's what you're looking for right now to get your business started, are just people who will help you, let you come practice your demonstration. And you don't need any magic words for these first 3 phone calls. You just need to do it. It might start with something like, "Hi Sally, this is Kristen. I'm super excited. I've started a new business, but I need some practice. And you are one of the very first people I thought of because I would be very comfortable with you and your friends. Could I bring my new Tupperware kit over? You get 3 or 4 people around your kitchen table. I'll make salsa and practice my demonstration. And you'll get all the free goodies for being the host." How's that sound? Doesn't have to be anything fancy. You just have to pick up the phone and call. So that's your homework after this video, is to call those first 3 that you know would help you if you needed anything. And then the next 3 I want you to call are people you're just not sure. I want you to call and do the very same thing. Tell them you need some practice, because once you've done 6 practice demonstrations, you're going to be up and running and you're going to feel really comfortable at your Tupperware parties. There are some things that you can do to be more successful at dating. Once you get those first few parties in your book, when you get to those parties, it's even easier to date because you've got your Tupperware, they're seeing a fun recipe, their friends are around, and once they see it, they want it. And so when you're at that party, you want to remember a few of these things. One is carrying a host gift special really does help improve datings. Tupperware gives us fabulous host offers, and when they can see them in person, they want them. They always look bigger and better than they do in the little pictures in the flyers. So as soon as you can, add a host gift special to your kit. You can even earn one in the Confident Start program. The second thing you want to remember is at your Tupperware parties, make sure you let them know what's in it for them for hosting a party. And as a new consultant, sometimes it's hard to remember everything, but make yourself some cards as a reminder to share with them about half-price items for being a hostess, that they earn host credit, or they can select host gift specials out of the catalog that have a much higher value. Make sure you sprinkle dating bids all throughout your demonstration. It really does make a difference. And then of course, you might want to play a game of some kind. Ask your director about the auction party, a way that they can earn money throughout the demonstration for asking questions, for being helpful, and then of course they get big money when they date a party or want to know more about your job. That's a great way to date parties too. When you are dating on the phone and calling back people that you think would make a great Tupperware host, you want to remember that those first 10 words out of your mouth need to be exciting. People decide very quickly whether they want to listen to the phone call or not. And same goes if you're texting or sending messages. Make sure you're letting them know what's in it for them. Let them know it's great to be a Tupperware host. And be enthusiastic and smile, because on the phone they can hear that, and in your texting you don't want there to be any doubt left that you are excited and you really want them to be one of your hosts, that you can shower them with free Tupperware. When you're at a demonstration, there are 4 things that you really want to look for, and you might want to write these down. You know, when I got started, I was pretty shy, pretty quiet, and I remember my mother-in-law telling me, you don't have to be the only one talking during the demonstration. To be a good dater, you need to be a good listener. And I could listen. And there are 4 things I want you to listen for, because they're the 4 things that the reasons that people will date a Tupperware party. And of course, the first one is for free Tupperware. And things you might hear at a demonstration are, oh, my husband's gonna kill me if I buy everything tonight. Or, oh my, Tupperware has changed. Look at all of these new colors. There should be little bells going off. Hey, they need free Tupperware. Remember that. You can talk to them later about getting what they want free instead of buying it all that night. Another reason people will date a Tupperware party is they like to entertain. You might hear somebody at the party say they hosted the Bible study last week, or they're having bunco next week. These people just like to have people over. So be listening for that, because when you present them with a girls' night out chocolate party, they're going to get excited. Another reason people will date a party is they just like you. You felt a connection, they've helped with the demonstration, they've asked great questions, and you can go to them and say, you have been so helpful. I would love to shower you with free Tupperware, just like I did Sally tonight. And then of course, there's always those that will date a party to help the host. if her best friend's at the party, if her mom or a sister-in-law. Those are great ones because they might even say, if she needs another dating, you can call me. Well, you'll always need another dating. But those are ones that you can go to and say, hey, Sally just needs one more party dated tonight. And I think you'd make a great host. Let me shower you with some free Tupperware. So those 4 reasons. They want free Tupperware. They like to entertain. They like you, or they'll do it to help the host. So keep those in your mind when you're at those Tupperware parties. But I'm going to share with you the secret right now to keeping your business going. And this is a secret that has worked for many years in Tupperware. And the secret is to ask everyone. And I know as a new consultant, you're thinking, how in the world can I do that? But I want to give you a mindset going into your Tupperware party, because I didn't catch on to this until a little later. In fact, I was attending a training, and it was a regional vice president that was doing the training, and for the first time in Tupperware, I identified with somebody. Her personality was a lot like mine. She was a little more quiet and a little more reserved, and she took out a pack of gum. And there was several of us sitting on the front row, and she passed the gum to one, and she'd skip one, pass the gum to another. She skipped me, passed the gum, and we all sat there wondering what she was doing. And she just went about her business for a bit, and then she said, how did those of you that I skipped, how did you feel? And quite frankly, well, we felt left out. She didn't ask if we wanted a piece of gum, she just skipped us. And she said the same thing happens at our Tupperware party. We talk about what a great opportunity it is to be a host. We show all the free things, and then we just ask 1, maybe 2 people to date a party, and there's 5 or 6 or 7 people. Well, how did they feel? And that changed my dating world, because I never wanted to hurt anybody's feelings, leave anybody out. And so from that point on, I found a way to ask everybody to be my host. And I did want them to be my host. I wanted to shower them with free Tupperware. And so don't think you're being pushy, but never leave anybody out. And when you begin to ask everybody at your Tupperware party to be a host, you're not going to run out of parties. You're going to be in this business for a long time. Now, it's very important once you date those parties to plan your parties, because planned parties are better parties. Planned parties don't rearrange or cancel nearly as often as those that aren't. And in your kit, you received some folders that look like this, and we call these party planning folders. And inside, you'll want to make sure you've got for your host 2 or 3 catalogs, the current sale flyers, and order forms, and at least 5 order forms. You'll also want to put in here the kit flyer, and you got a package of these in your kit as well, because our hostesses are our very best leads in Tupperware, and they make great consultants. So you always want to plant the seed about becoming a Tupperware consultant with every single host. Now, the other thing you might want to add in here is the recipe that you'll be doing at the party, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Once you have your party planning packets made, you want to carry at least 3 of these ready to go at every party. It just mentally helps you so that you're ready to date while you're there. And your Tupperware party is your office, and so you want to be ready, you want to do as many things at that party as you can. Now, many people that you will date have never hosted a Tupperware party. And I'm going to tell you that the #1 fear of hosting a party is that no one will come. They may say, I'm super busy, I don't know if I have enough room, not sure my husband will let me. A lot of things you'll hear, but really deep down inside they're thinking, I just don't know if anybody will show up. And so our job as the Tupperware lady is to put them at ease for that party. And party planning does just that. In fact, whether you're there at that party, if you're there at that party, you're going to be there about as long for a $200 party as you will a $700 party. But your profit is a whole lot better at $700, and party planning can make the difference. So here's a few quick things you want to go over with your host. First, let her know the most important thing she can do for this party is personally invite her guests. We are in the social media age, and we have to touch these people personally if they want them at the Tupperware party. You know, one of the first things I like to tell my host or ask my host is to pick a theme. And as a new consultant, it is perfectly okay to tell your host you're having a Mexican Fiesta Salsa Tupperware party, or any name you come up with, but put a name with it, because a theme sounds more fun. Think about it. Do you want to be invited to a Tupperware party or a Mexican Fiesta Salsa party? Sounds more fun, doesn't it? So pick a theme with your host. And then you want to help her create that contact list. Very similar to what you did earlier to create your dating contact list. You know, if she has a list of 100 people she can invite, or 100 people on Facebook, 40 may say they can come, and 20 will show up. Or if she invites 40, 20 will say they can come, and 10 will show up. And just walking her through that lets her know she is not going to have 100 people show up at her Tupperware party. So how do we get the word out? Work with your host to create a Facebook event. And if you don't know how to create a Facebook event, ask your director, because we have found this is a huge key in getting people to the Tupperware party. Create the event, let her invite as many people as she wants, but you need to be a co-host, or you need to create the event and let your host be a co-host so she can invite her friends. Let her invite as many as she wants. But here's the secret. She needs to pick out of that list 25 to 30 people that she is going to contact personally. And give her some words to say. One, make sure she invites them, letting them know that there's a theme and there's going to be food and it's going to be fun. But she's called them, you know, let them know. I've put 100 people on the Facebook event. You may have seen that. But I'm calling the 25 people that I really want in my living room that night. That is an invitation. A Facebook invite notification, not so much. But the beauty of that Facebook event is you can now participate and interact with people. You can post your name and information and welcome people. They already are getting to know you. You can post a picture of really yummy homemade salsa. Tupperware has all kinds of pictures that you can post and keep them excited about the party. And you can also see who's attending, who's maybe attending, who can't come. And it gives you a great place to work with your host. But she does need that personal touch, either calling or personally texting individually, not in groups, the people that she really wants to have in her living room that night. Now, once she's done that, it's a great idea, 48 hours, 24 hours before the party, to make one more contact. That gets people to the party. Now, there's a lot of information here on the front for that host. It's very important to go over the date, the time, and the place, and that she has all of your contact information. And this may be from personal experience, but don't just say a date, say the day as well, like Thursday, June 22nd, because sometimes people have their dates mixed up. And so you do both of those so you both have the right date. There's some great information on here about helping her get started with her contact list. You'll also want to go over the recipe make sure she knows that all she needs to do is buy the ingredients. You're going to put the recipe together. This is going to be so easy for her. Get the ingredients, you'll make the recipe at the party. Also ask her if she could get anything free out of the catalog, what would she choose? Get her excited about earning free Tupperware. If she's excited about earning free Tupperware and you're excited, you're going to have a fabulous party. The last thing I like to do with a host is just leave her with a challenge. And I take a pen and write right on the folder in my own handwriting the 3 things that I'm going to give her extra gifts for. As a new consultant, these can be some of the tiny treasures that were in your kit. So here's my 3, and you can make up your own if you want, but these 3 work really well. First challenge, have 10 adult guests at the party, and I've got an extra gift for you. Second challenge, $150 in outside orders when I arrive that night of the party. And that's pretty easy because not everybody is going to get to come to the party. And if she'll collect those orders before you get there, it makes your job and her job after the party so much easier. The third challenge is a dating waiting. And she's going to go, what's that? Well, you need to tell her. Here's a dating waiting. She's making those calls and somebody's going to say, oh, I can't come. Johnny has a soccer game that night. Oh, you know what? That's okay. You know, Sally, there are 3 or 4 people that can't come the night I chose. Would you be the next party so that these girls, I can say, hey, Sally's going to have the next party. You can attend hers. How does that sound? And if she says, yeah, I'll be the next party, you've already got a dating waiting for your Tupperware party. And I'll have an extra gift for you for doing that. It's just a matter of asking. But you got to coach your host. She may have never had a Tupperware party or any kind of party before. So all of this will really help her feel more comfortable about the party, and you'll have a more solid party. And if she meets those 3 challenges, you are going to have an excellent night with this host, and she's going to earn all that free Tupperware she wanted. Have these ready and be prepared to leave this with those datings at the party that night. And if you can't do it at the party, within 24 to 48 hours of dating that party, you want to get this in their hands, either delivering it or by mail, so they stay excited about their Tupperware party. And once you've dated those parties and you've planned those parties, it's time to show up and make some salsa. And that's what we're going to do next.